Do you want to know why the Dakota Roche Signature Cult Seat is one of the softest seats on the market? Today we're going to do an explain and review on the Dakota Roche Signature Cult Seat. As always, we want you to like this video, subscribe to our channel, turn on your notification bells, and share this video to enter yourself into a contest to win a bunch of free stuff from us, including some parts and a bicycle. Hang tight, because later on in this video we'll tell you how to do just that. Yeah, everybody keeps asking me what's the softest seat and stuff like that, and the Dakota Roche seat definitely comes in as one of the softest seats, and I'll explain why. So this seat is based off of pivotal style seat pan. So what it is it has a bunch of notches on the bottom, and then it has this bolt that screws into the seat post, and what it allows you to do is to adjust this seat in many positions from super far down to super far up, and it just gives you a lot of range of choices as far as the angle of seat. On bicycle frames and stuff like that, they have different seat post angles going from like 69 degrees all the way up to about 73. And what that does is that changes the actual pitch of the actual frame when it's on your the pitch of the seat post when you have your whole bike together. So the seat post will go from super far back to super far forward, and what that does is if you only have one stationary angle of seat, what it's going to do is it's actually going to pitch that seat at different angles. So depending on your frame, this seat allows you to adjust it to angle it at the perfect angle that you like. So that's why the pivotal design is such a cool design. Another thing is that it's made out of let me see, I believe it is injection molded plastic or nylon, and what it has is a bunch of little ribs right here on the bottom. So instead of being completely solid plastic, it has a bunch of holes on the bottom, but it has these little ribs to keep it from bending and breaking. So that definitely makes the seat pan a lot lighter than most of them. There's no metal parts in here besides like the screws and stuff like that, so it makes the seat relatively light. It just I don't know, it just works pretty well. And then it also has a bumper on the back here, so they have this little bumper here to keep all the staples in the material onto the actual seat pan. And then it also has one here in the front to do the same thing. A lot of times with bicycle seats, I've seen in the past before they actually had pivotal seats and stuff like that, they had some pretty flimsy bumpers right here, and what would happen is those things would break off, and then the actual material would come undone from the staples. So having this little bumper actually creates like a second barrier, or like a little bit of hold on there, so that it prevents it from actually coming up out of the seat pan. So that makes it super cool and adds a lot of life to your actual seat, especially this one. So if you want to know how like the seat post is connected to the seat, this bolt here, actually you can access it through the top. It's a 6mm Allen bolt, and what you do is you stick an Allen wrench in there, you twist it, and what it does is it twists onto the spoke, because the seat post, because it has a hole in there, and it sits in there, threads in there, and then you just adjust the angle that you like, and then you tighten it down. This style is a lot better than the traditional gut style seat and seat post combos that they used to have back in the days on the GTs and dynos and stuff like that, because the teeth were on the side on the old style, and a lot of the times the teeth get worn out, or you're actually tightening it this way, and there's a bolt that tightens it this way, and it had seat rails, which are little metal bars that come right here, and those little rails will actually get squished like this, and it would never keep your seat actually tight. There's some other ones with like different, there's a micro post that grab the clamps here and stuff like that, but the problem is that those rails were just metal little bars, and if you landed on your seat real hard, the whole seat would bend and your seat would look retarded. It definitely happened all the time, and you could have a brand new seat, and having rails in your seat, it would just bend. And then another thing too is that the rails would bend, and then they would pop out of the back right here. They had two little holes that held the rails, and it'd pop out, and then your seat was brand new, but it would look all messed up or fall off because it wasn't stuck in the rail right there, or in the rail hole. So having this complete plastic design to support the actual seat is a far better design. So very, very cool that the pivotal seat came out. Since this came out years ago, has completely revolutionized bicycle riding, I believe, because no longer do we have to think about a seat or landing no-footed or something like that. I know some of you guys complain that you guys break the tip off, or you may have a pivotal seat, but that's because you land super, super hard no-footed, and it's like 10 times harder than we used to land on the seat, and we'd bend the rails. So, good thing that these are out here because it helps you guys ride for a lot longer. Now let's get on to the cover. If you don't know who Dakota Roche is, he's been a street rider, park rider, just all around rider. He rides dirt and stuff like that. He's been riding for tons and tons of years. He grew up from like being this little kid, being on the S&M ad, to being now on the Cult Pro team, and he just keeps pushing the envelope as far as street riding and doing things that you don't really think that are possible. And what that said is that he's got like big hops, and he does some pretty cool wall rides, and he goes the opposite way as normal people would go for a line, and he just makes stuff look incredibly easy. So he just, he's got it. He can grind off buildings, do big drops. He's pretty much got it all. So with him, he's going to be on his bike quite a bit. So what he wanted is a soft seat, and this seat is definitely right up that alley, and it definitely comes, correct when it comes to soft seats. We've seen a lot of other seats, and we've had a lot of them in here in the shop, and this seat, hands down, has been the softest seat. I think there's a couple different reasons why. One of the reasons is I think the padding's a little bit softer on this one here, but I think the main feature is going to be the actual cover. The cover is a big deal as far as seats and stuff like that, making it feel a little bit harder or softer and stuff like that. There's a lot of seats out there that are supplemented canvas, and those things are super heavy duty, but the problem is that they're made out of plastic, and they hold real tight because they got a pretty good tight weave in there, and it just creates the material not to stretch or anything like that. It doesn't breathe or anything like that, so it tends to stay a lot harder. And even if you have a soft material, it doesn't allow it to squish down. This one here is made out of textured leather. So if you look at it, it's got a bunch of little bumps in there. It helps it basically move around and able to shape any form. And it's super, super soft. It looks like it's been broken down and actually worn in. So with that said, is that leather is normally super, super hard, but this one's been worked down, and it actually makes the material actually super, super soft. So if you squish on it right here, this thing is super, super soft. And as you ride this seat, what happens is that you stretch out the cover a little bit more. You break in the actual padding inside the seat, and you actually make the seat softer. So the longer you ride the seat, the softer the seat gets. So if you're looking for a super plush seat, I would definitely look into this seat. But there's some other cool features that make the seat a little bit cooler than just wrapping the whole thing with textured leather. So obviously if you just wrapped it, it would look pretty cheesy and stuff like that, and not really take a shape. But Dakota Roche decided to put a couple different cuts on here. So there's 3 pieces of material that are actually stitched together to give it a little bit more defined shape. So instead of just being a round, I guess you would say blob seat, this one has more shape. So it actually has, a straight wall here, so it allows for more clamping rather than being bubbled out like this. If this didn't have an actual stitch right here, this seat would actually continue to bubble out. and what it would do is it wouldn't define it, and doing pinching bar spins, you would actually, it would be kind of soft and not really grab. So having that is pretty cool. And then on the back here, they have another piece here, which really defines this whole rear piece. And then if you look right here, they have, a recessed Colt logo right there, which is really hard to see. You can't really see them in pictures or anything like that. So seeing this thing in person or on video definitely makes it look a lot cooler. Also too, this has a embroidered Colt logo on the top. So if you look at it, a lot of the seats that we've seen, they have screen printing or they have something supplemented. It's a little bit different on embroidering, because embroidering takes a lot longer process in order to create. So they actually have to have a sewing machine that runs different stitches here. They have to pay for an actual digitalizing of the actual logo to create these little threads and tell it how many times that it wants to go over it, so to make it raised or whatever. But if you look on the actual seat, it has the embroidered logo on there. What the embroidered logo does is it allows it to last a lot longer. Rather than having a screen printed logo or anything like that, your butt's sitting on this all the time, so as you keep riding and sliding around, that logo is going to get rubbed off, because screen print is just like an ink on top of this that's like kind of like adhesive onto it in a sense. So once that little plastic logo comes off, then you can just see the seat. You may have seen on some of the seats that you've ridden before in the past, but the embroidery definitely lasts a lot longer. So very, very cool on that part. But as I were talking about the stitch and stuff like that and the different pieces, is that this was put together in 3 pieces, and a cool part about it is that this whole cover has been triple stitched. So if you look at it there, you can see 2 stitches on each side of the seam, and that actually locks it in. And what they actually have to do in order to create the seat is you have to flip this material inside out, and they actually sew it up all the way around, the little design. And then from there, after they've sewed it all up and it's together, they flip it around and then they sew it again on the outside. And what that does is it creates it to be a lot stronger. So usually when your seat or your t-shirt or your pants rip, it usually rips from the seam, and that's because that's the weakest link. It's not the actual fiber that's connected together. So what they'll do is they'll place the material like this, and they'll actually sew it along on this side together, and then once they sew it there, they'll flip it over again, and then they'll run another stitch on both sides of that actual seam. So if one of these stitches gets broken, or you hit a rock, or drop it on the floor and it gets scuffed and it rips one of those seams, those other 2 seams will actually keep the seat together for a lot longer. So just that in general makes the seat super heavy duty. Combined with the textured leather, it just makes the seat super plush and super strong. So yeah, definitely a cool idea from them. This one has a generic pivotal rubber stamp on the top for the bolt hole. So you can see that it's just a generic rubber bolt hole. So but just keeps the price down, and this seat's not really high price for being a leather seat, and I think the price point come in perfect for all the customers out there. Good high quality, good looking seat. It's all black. It's what a lot of people like. So yeah, good job to Dakota Roche and the boys at Colt Crew over there. This seat is dope. But yeah, if you're looking for a seat like this, you can buy it from our website at stackbmx.com. And this seat fits any of the bicycles on our website. You might have to buy a pivotal post to match us, but it fits all the bicycles. It fits all the seat posts on our website as well. So shop around on there. But we also told you guys that we're going to tell you how you guys can win some free stuff from us. So at 2,500 subscribers, we're going to give away a free parts package filled with pair of tires, pair of grips, pair of pedals, and a seat. And then as well, at 5,000 subscribers, we're going to give away a free bicycle retailed at $300, shipped to you guys free of charge. All you guys have to do is like this video, turn on your notification bells, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and then comment below. Let us know what you like about our videos, what you don't like about our videos, what you guys want to see on here in the future, what tech tips you want to see, where we should do our jams next. I don't know, pretty much anything that's on your mind, because we take that in and we consider it, and then we try to implement it into what we're doing here at the shop, because we're all a big community, and that's what we're trying to do, is contribute to our community. So we would like you guys to contribute back, and then that's how you enter. And make sure that you enter all the older videos and then all of the videos in the future, because all of them are gonna apply. So, 5 years from now, when we still have contests, these videos right here are gonna still, apply, and the old school ones are gonna apply too. So enter as much as you like, enter in all the videos that we post, and yeah, maybe you can win a free bike or a bunch of free parts. But yeah, if you want to know about other bicycle parts, you can check out another explain and review right here, or you can check out something that they recommend for you guys to watch. If you're looking to buy this seat, you can buy it right here. And if you want to subscribe and enter a contest, just hit that subscribe button right there, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.